Are you? Thank you for joining me for some time to talk about a subject that I'm very, very passionate about. Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave, Frederick Douglass. Before I get into more of the idea, because as I explain it, the idea is going to be how do you make money off of this? So let's talk about the cash flow up front. We're starting with a monetized YouTube channel. You already got the 1,000 followers. We already got 4,000 watch hours. It's proven concept. People are looking for this kind of content, but more consistently. With that, the long form videos that we currently have, breaking these down into clips, making some short form content, getting the word out there a little bit more that we exist and that we out there, collaborating with historians, philosophers, other YouTubers, politicians, giving them opportunity to talk about their discoveries and their research, developing curriculums for school, public speaking that goes along with the curriculum, webinars. So enacting that, that's kind of the three things, developing a way to teach this to students, developing a way to present this to colleges, elementary schools, high schools, to share this information with people. Reaction content, it's catchy. People are into it. It's a huge selling point for people to have these larger channels that already exist and take their political bias and exploit that, I guess you would say, to capitalize upon it for viewership. We want to create a vibe that is a middle ground between fireside chats from FDR when he was president, guiding the nation out of the Depression, and Schoolhouse Rock. We want edutainment, education, entertainment at once, hard-heading, but in a way that you don't even realize that you're learning anything. You don't even realize that you're changing your perspective in life. And then moving on to television, live streaming, getting ourselves out there in front of people so they can watch with us. Is there a market for this? You know, we're going to get into the idea. Trust me, we're going to get into the idea. But let's go over some of these things a little bit quickly. Do we have a market? I would say yes. I would say we have a fairly big market. 54% of American adults read under a sixth grade level. This is a huge, huge problem for me personally. Maybe some other people would disagree. Maybe some people don't see that as an issue. 32% of American adults do not trust mainstream media or they avoid news entirely. So that's a third of the population that aren't even getting informed. Only 15% of American adults still read the newspaper. So the most reliable source of news, the most heavily edited and regulated source of news is the least viewed. That's important. And 70% rely on social media for their news. We're going to be targeting not 70% of the American population, not 54% of the American population. We're only targeting about 5% of the American population. These are the African American, Latino American, Native American citizens who they want representation. They want their story to be told. They want the truth to get out there, but some of them don't even know it themselves. So they still need to be educated about that. Um, Next slide. Oops, sorry. Now, let's get into this. What is the problem that we're trying to address here? What is happening to our country? Political tribalism has completely taken over. Either you're left wing or you're right wing. Even when these terms no longer hold any meaning, it becomes more important to fit into that tribe. This situation has gotten worse from the American Civil War straight to 2010 when you have super PACs introduced. The first time ever that there was an endless amount of donations. Not to mention that one man controls all the major news media outlets. So while people do feel they're caught up in this political tribalism, they're caught up in these identity politics, it's controlled by one dude. So you can only imagine if you feel like there's already a left-wing, right-wing bias, how much of that bias is constructed for the purpose of division.